No, I'm not looking at it right now, but if I recall correctly, they've played it twice in the past few months, lost it to Havu and Fun plus Phoenix. So
Mhm.
really, that is not spectacular. I do think Copenhagen Flames definitely going to be coming in as the favorites here to try and take this series now, especially as they win out the knife round and actually get to start on the CT side.
Exactly. When you're starting on that defensive side and you get to dictate how the map really goes, I guess. Like if you have that strong start, you're building up the rounds, you can make Contact feel really shut out, especially if they're not comfortable on this map already. Look at this early B control. This is a heavy fake of a B rush, but the thing is, there's a player in Pop Dog, and Queenix is hearing what there's only one or two of them, and they stopped running as soon as they took contact. That means it's probably a fake. And immediately, you see that they start poking around Ivy. They're looking in main. You've got Refresh. You've got Hooksy looking for these players. They know something is up. And as they spot one in Ivy, it sort of confirms the suspicion that maybe this is going to be a bit of a hit in towards the A-bomb site. And as the utility comes over in a second from Letney, I think we'll probably start to see Farlig rotate back over.
Yeah, you'd hope so pretty soon, because I mean, at this point, we know that it definitely is going to be that A commitment. Even Otto has made his way back now out to his teammates that are outside A main. Should be taking up the bomb himself. And with Hooksy actually having been dinked there by the challenge towards Ivy in the beginning of this round, it is a decent opening definitely for them to work with, especially now as they're putting most of their players over towards that side of the map. Hooksy at this point kind of forced to rotate back around, surprisingly on towards B. I think that they seem to have it in their mind that it's a bit of a double fake from contact, but no, they're going to just go ahead and commit towards A here. It's only now that the rotations begin to come back in through connector, so if they go quickly, Contact have an opportunity to potentially overwhelm the site, but they're taking their time, and that has allowed Copenhagen Flames again to set themselves up. Queenix even finding that opening from Pop Dog, and this is going to be tough now for Contact. Only 20 seconds remaining.
Nodios is in a really good position coming up behind. Queenix again with another in from Pop Dog, and Nodios just distracting them as they look in towards him and stop sign. Up behind comes Refresh with a nice little double to clean things up, and 1-0 Copenhagen Flames go. That was a really nice pistol round from them. The fact that Queenix was left undetected and Contact didn't take any Pop Dog control left him to find the opening and then not play greedy afterwards. He just tucked in, allowed his teammates to rotate through, knowing that as they were worried about Pop Dog, they weren't just going to be running out and going towards the bomb site, right? They'd have to focus on him a little bit. It buys them time to get into position. Once they start fighting and Queenix fades from the T's mines, out he goes for another. Picks that one and back into Pop Dog to sit safely in and not give any advantages back over. That combined with Nodios' flank making a lot of space for Refresh to make the plays shows Copenhagen Flames definitely security when it comes to this map. And that is a scary thing when you see such a disciplined and well-structured pistol round when it came to them playing as a team off each other and understanding where all the moving pieces of that A-site defense were, even in such a hectic play coming through from Contact. If they're able to handle that so well, and pistol rounds we know can be a little bit hectic, then when it comes towards those buy rounds and the executes from Contact, I don't know if they're going to be able to throw them off guard quite as much as you would hope they would be.
Ooh. Okay, hang on. They've actually managed to take down Refresh and now Queenix as well. So at the very least, they're making this a much more costly round than it should be for that CT side. Still the opportunity for maybe a little bit more. I think Otto just about to be double peaked though, so in a spot there where he really couldn't do much. He was sandwiched and sandwiched. It's 2-0 for Copenhagen Flames, but a bit of reinvestment does now have to come in, and you can see over on the side of Contact, of course, they are now pulling out their weapons. They even have the op for Otto, but it is glass cannon, so that's not perfect. I don't think they were really planning on bringing that out initially, but Otto being able to pick up a kill during that previous round is like, all right, I'm just going to go for the op here. Can get it pretty decently. No, obviously no utility or anything behind it. He just about scraped it out, but it gives them something obviously that Copenhagen Flames don't currently have in their possession. Oh, that is bad. That molly does so much damage, even though he barely stands in it, just for a moment. Esperanto managed to avoid it, but he also took some damage from the nade in the beginning and actually being stuck forward because of the fact that the Molotov was behind them. He couldn't afford to retreat back off the angle, and then he just gets wrecked by Queenix.
Looking to dodge those bullets, and as he goes out, Refresh deals with them. Good trades immediately afterwards. Contact not moving as quickly forward, and they've left a bomb behind. This is a bit of a disaster as Queenix picks up another kill for free. Flashes through, give Farlig a bit of room to get on top of the bomb site, even swings out afterwards, long after the effects of that flashbang had worn off on ships. It was safely behind the E-box, but even still winning the duel and leaving Otto to try and recover a 1v4, eventually recovering the bomb, but from this point it is rather difficult to get back into things. even with an AWP, we talk about Train being a scope-centric map, but the man's got 60 HP, no armor, and a lot of opponents that could be literally anywhere at this point.
And there it is. Unfortunately, not expecting them to be up, so that's not where he was looking. Hooksy with that MP9 able to go ahead and even retrieve the op there so it can be dropped over to Farley. So this is a really good start for Copenhagen Flames. Upgraded onto an AK for Queenix. I think he might have had that from the round before, but either way, they have an AK, they have the op as well that they were able to get off a contact. That saves them quite a lot of investment. You can see Farley still has 5,000 left over. Obviously, they're coming into a round now where Contact have very little to work with apart from just a few pistols and Kevlar that they've upgraded. So, I mean, this could still definitely do some damage. It is Train. There's lots of long-range angles for the Deagles to try and find some success. Train's also a map where you can get on towards B. Relatively easy to get the bomb down on these weaker buys. For the moment, though, it does seem like they're just going to go ahead and split out. Look for the pop dog control. Look to try and fight over towards Ivy once again. And just see if they can find a couple of picks with these Deagles early in the round and maybe give themselves something to work with. Oh, that head, though.
Oh, that did a lot of damage. Yeah, the bounce was perfect.
I was going to say not quite doing as much as I thought it was going to, but then I realized it actually hit him to 67.
Yeah.
It looked like 97 through the wall. I wasn't sure how close it actually landed, but damn, that wrecked him.
Yeah, that's
especially considering that armor.
It bounced back as well, and it looked like he could have been around the corner. So it's, again, just the beauty of Counter-Strike nades. Sometimes it looks like they're going to get an instant kill and they do 1 damage. And sometimes it looks like someone's completely safe and they die. That's life.
You have like a step beside you from a set of stairs or something. That will save you from the explosion, apparently.
Like a ballistic suit. The Contact are looking to split out, like you said. It played on not focusing in towards Ivy so much. They've rotated around the main to try and get a full split on. With all these pistols, it's going to have to just be a very quick play. They've spotted one towards Ivy. Enemy going out with the Deagle. I'm not able to catch that opening, but there's Esperanto. Okay, one on the board. Now the rifles start to come through, but Emmy with another on the bomb site, jumping on top. He's been fantastic at landing those shots when he jumps, and as soon as he lands, whether it's with the M4 or the Deagle, but right afterwards they're cleaned up as expected towards the start of the round, but a lot of damage done. I think Contact can be pretty happy with how that round played out. The only issue for them is the fact that the other ones didn't go so well. And there's still a lot of money left for Copenhagen Flames on most players. As they buy up, actually, not as comfortable as I thought. Farlick's got just about 6k. Nodios and Refresh safe if they lose a round, but both Hooksy and Queenix would struggle. And with Farlick presumably taking an AWP, that's going to leave 2 players down on weaker weapons.
Ooh. I mean, Contact, considering they've had so much success with these pistols when they've gone for those quicker A plays, they do again want to try it now with the rifles. And being able to get a 2 for 2 here in the beginning is not a bad result by any means. Able to get themselves a decent spot in the beginning of the round. At this point, though, obviously the issue is that they didn't really have presence anywhere else on the map. So they don't know if maybe Copenhagen Flames could have got aggressive up through B in the beginning, if they could already have a player pushed up with a lot of info allowing them maybe to just set themselves up towards that A-bomb site or whatever. So they're slowing things down. They're trying to go ahead and split back out and see now what exactly they can find. They're letting Emmy be the man who scouts out upper B, just ensuring that no one's up close. And they've actually pulled a second player over towards B. I think these footsteps being heard there by Nodios has gone ahead and called for Hooksy to rotate in. And they've left just Farley with the op there alone towards the back lines of A. So they're pretty much just setting up for the A retake and taking a gamble that it will be B.
How likely is it that Contact go towards B with the positions they're in? It looks like they've got a completely wide open A bomb site to just walk in on. And Farlick with an op playing very passive, watching Ivy, and oopsie daisies, he spotted ships. In that spot, I'm surprised nobody rotates. Copenhagen Flames still leaving 2 to B, with the hope that maybe Contact would see the op and think, okay, let's hightail it, let's go B, it's going to be easier. As time runs down and Molly is heard and here's the rotate coming through. Farlick needs to really survive in this position, but he's playing super aggressive. His teammates are nowhere nearby. It's going to be another couple seconds before he has support and CT from Hooksy, but he catches the opening onto Otto. Confident in his own abilities and evidently for good reason. With Emmy now in a 1v3, it's going to be difficult to close out. Took behind the brown train, and Hooksy has a wide swing on him down from Ivy, but misses the shot and almost gets punished for it. Emmy does. Yeah, there we go. Nodios behind. In Pop Dog had rotated up through upper B, taking his time, but when he gets to the scene, closes out the round, putting a 5th on the board for Copenhagen Flames. And again, a position for Contact that's, they're getting in there, they're getting the access in the bomb plant, but they need to really be doing a little bit more damage And I'm surprised again that we don't see a faster play. You alluded to it at the start, right? They push out of team main or into team main quite quickly. They find the opening duel, but then everything kind of slows down. And in those kind of positions, we haven't seen Contact thrive so far.
Yeah, I mean, the issue then also with actually trying to keep going for those quick A plays was that they were normally taking quite a bit of damage from the nades, so trying to slow it down a little bit, maybe see if they can instead try and make us take a similar approach a little bit later in the round, and that was the goal there. Unfortunately, just kind of getting out-dueled pretty much in every scenario. I mean, Emmy was left in a 1-on-3. We've seen that already in the series, but the issue was he had Kevlar and he didn't have a Galil. He had an AK. Not good enough. Obviously, that's sarcasm because of his insane Galil clutch back on Nuke. It was such a long time ago at this point that it feels like it may have been a different game, and I'm sure we have a lot of people who didn't actually catch that one. But this round is just so important for Contact, and they really have slowed things down. This time, though, ensuring that they have control all across the map, they've gone ahead and advanced in towards Pop Dog. Flash in, though, allowing for Refresh to push. I was going to say, one player backing up the ladder, making noise, making it seem like they had fallen back, but Letney was still holding close, and Refresh didn't expect it, apparently.
Time ticks away here. Copenhagen Flames sticked into the aggressive A-hole that they've got, hoping they net something from it. As Contact go back to pick up the bomb, they've still got 2 players in Ivy, so I'd be surprised if they don't take it A. Queenix looking to take down Letney, catches him with his legs just dangling down on the ladder. That is free a kill as Queenix can be offered. He's been doing quite a good job at locking down, if not just the A bomb site, certainly Pop Dog. And this 3-man stack towards the A bomb site now has pulled back into what is quite a tight line really for them. Farlick gets the opening contact on the AWP. He's being watched in the back by Hooksy, and a really nice setup by them. They had all their angles covered. And as soon as they spot Farlick, Contact want to push him down from main, take him out with that AWP in a close range fight, and Hooksy pops out. He's watching that close range peek. And 6 on the board. Copenhagen Flames are looking very convincing on train. There's not been a whole lot of signs of hope from Contact, even when they do get that bomb planted and get the access to a bomb site. It seems like they're always in a deficit in doing it, and their post plans haven't been working out, although we've seen that so infrequently. Just a 1 round on that A bomb site.
Yeah, these rounds have just overall, as you said, been pretty convincing, apart from the one, not even that one bomb plant round. Even then, they still lived with 3. It was the one before that where we actually seen them bring it down to only 2 surviving for Copenhagen Flames. This round, though, just pistols again, trying to put pressure around the A early on. Esperanto went out of A main. There's another couple players who creeped up behind these smokes, and actually they do manage to find the player who was playing up close, being Queenix, who so far has been a spectacular player for the side of Copenhagen Flames. Struggled a bit on map 1, if I remember. I don't think he done necessarily bad, but map 2, and so far here on train, he's been doing a great job. And again, they're at least keeping the pressure on. They're putting some damage over towards the economy of Copenhagen Flames, but it's a 1-on-3 for Emmy. Very unlikely he's winning this round, especially as the bomb is all the way back in main as well. So he is just pushing to see if he can maybe catch another player and potentially with that even steal away a weapon. At that point, if he gets it to a 1v2 and gets a weapon for himself, it could be winnable. And this should be a free kill on Nodios. Is he going for the knife? Is he actually going to do it? Okay. Let's hope he doesn't turn around. There we go. Gets the AK for himself. And yeah, with 45 seconds, he can do this.
He's got a long detour to make over towards the A site, picking up that bomb on his way. But the thing is, maybe that works out for him. Oh, no, not if they push. It doesn't. Suxi going to continue through? Yes, he is. He's about to see the bomb. And there it is. A low victory. He noticed Farlick's not coming through spawn. He's going all the way in through T-spawn. Thinks he's coming on a flank. Hooksy's got to win this fight, and he does. No way Emmy could have expected him to be in that spot. As he runs around the corner, that's a 7th now for Copenhagen Flames. Really, I got to draw the line here. If Contact don't get on the board, or at least make this very, very close. And evidently they agree calling their timeout. And that's almost like time of death. Like, Copenhagen Flames are dominating right now. And this is what we were worried about, Dean, coming into this. The problem you highlighted, the games that Contact have had are very few, and they haven't been promising either. This map as a decider decisively favors Copenhagen Flames. And another thing we said at the start of this best of 3 was that Contact we would view on paper as the better team. But with the way the veto went down, Copenhagen Flames end up in a pretty damn good spot. As long as they could pick up at least one map along the way and bring it to train.
Yeah, which they managed. And I mean, even then, Nuke was definitely achievable for them. It was obviously their map pick. That's what they ended up dropping. They came back stole away Contact's map pick, which we said was a little bit of an interesting one just because it was another map we hadn't really seen them play much of. We didn't really think that was going to be their choice. But to be fair, we didn't know where else they could go with it either, because a map like Mirage that maybe they would have wanted to have chosen was obviously the instant ban in this situation from Copenhagen Flames. So it was tough, and yeah, coming down to Train here is the decider. A very slow start from them, not meaning it's over, but they are down 7-0 right now. The economy is beginning to build up on a few of these players for Copenhagen Flames. Contact, if they want to get back into this game, they really need to pick it up and start taking at least a few rounds in a row, start building up some momentum before they let anything else slip away. And here we go. Pause is gone. We're getting back into it, Mitch. Could this be where Contact finally get on the scoreboard? That's the question. Right now, Ship's actually surprisingly down on 0-7. He was one of the standout players for Contact back on Inferno.
0-1-7, sadly, though, so it's not even the James Bond. What can you do? Yeah, he was insane, especially when it came to opping, which is a surprising thing. I guess T-side, they're not really having as much access, and Otto has been taking the solo op. You're not going to be double opping. Hello, little run boost, and there's an opening duel for them. There's another player up close. Farlig gets one. Oh my god, Farlig, stop it. That is nasty. Both players deleted, and all of a sudden, Copenhagen Flames are back in a 4v3. They've got the man advantage. That's ridiculous.
I just didn't know how he was living that long, let alone actually being able to get a second kill out of it after taking down that first player. No, that is ridiculous. Copenhagen Flames somehow snatching away to 4-on-3 after the initial Ivy aggression, despite actually dropping one player immediately. And now, it does seem like Contact feeling the pressure and realizing that they are in a tough spot for the remainder of this round. Want to just group up and take us straight towards B. Where already there's 2 players and the ability for the other 2 to rotate in extremely quickly as well. So this is going to be tough for Contact. They need some quick openings, and so far they are not finding them. Nodios hiding in behind the Kyles. A quick headshot towards Esperanto as he goes forward. Will be traded back by Emmy, which could give the bomb plant, but Refresh is already pushing in close. Won't stop the bomb plant, but does at least get the kill after. And a quick transfer as Letney drops down directly to the crosshair. Nice little track in there from Refresh. Plenty of time, obviously, for the defuse. And Copenhagen Flames are already halfway there to the finish line. Feels like this map has only started.
It really does.
Especially compared to the previous 2.
Well, Farlig and Refresh have been playing insane all series long, but as I said, Queenix right here on Train. This has been a good turnaround for him, or a good boost up. He's 12 for 3, and holding down in Pop Dog and those aggressive A positions are not, it's not always easy to have a good performance. And oftentimes you will find yourself in 1-for-1 trades with not a lot you can really do about it. They totem pole down and hard punish that Pop Dog control with nades, but at the moment, he's having no problem. And this is definitely leaving a lot to be desired, what we're seeing from Contact. Nice nade as well. Look at Esperanto, 50 HP. Auto's lit. Great nade usage by Copenhagen Flames early on, and not afraid to use up most of their smokes towards that A bomb site early on. They've got 4 players here, so actually forcing duels isn't bad for them. They do have to be careful, though. They've already got Emmy pushed out a green train. The flash was through to punish him, though. And Hoopsie with that eventually. Luckily, Refresh flashed him. Otherwise, I think that spray might have been the end of him.
Again, they're just not finding any early success in rounds where they have the guns. It seems like the closest rounds for the most of the time have been those ones where they're just on pistols and Kevlar, where they feel maybe a little bit more carefree. Down into that 4-on-5, similar to what we've seen in the last round, they make the same decision to just bring it straight back towards B. And again, Farley, he is ready now. The timing is atrocious. Oh, goddamn. The Molly's going to go down. Surprisingly, not being spotted by Ships. Does peek back out. And as you see Ships trying to actually make his way past the Molotov, Farley just decides he wants to keep challenging, gets himself the kill, follows up with another as Otto comes in to try and trade. And it's just 1 by 1.
Hurrah. Hurrah. This time they actually go down to trade, but Farlig's out of there. He knows he doesn't need to stick around. He knows he doesn't need to stick around and force that fight. Or does he? Because he's on the angle. I see him pressing that W key. You want to go for it, Farlig. I know you do. But he's going to come out through heaven in just a second. He's being watched for now. Esperanto eventually takes his eyes away. And hello to a 3rd kill and possibly a 4th. Nah, Nodios takes that one out of his hands quite quickly. But that is Farlig up on a pretty damn good scoreline. 15-3. And 9-0. I mean, just... This is just disgusting from Copenhagen Flames. Such a good CT side. Far beyond what I expected. Even when we're talking about Contact maybe not having the best of games, or best of starting positions on Train, I I think this is just too far. They've really let go of the reins.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say at this point. These rounds are just going pretty firmly in favor of Copenhagen Flames. I don't know what c0ntact can try. It's not like they haven't been trying to swap up their approach, although they have been just running Esperanto out of main on his own a lot. I don't know if that's definitely not in this round anyway. It is, to be fair, mostly pistols in this round for c0ntact, but that's most likely implying that we are going to see 10 on the board for Copenhagen Flames before they get back on the buy again. And of course, c0ntact yet to add a round to the scoreboard. Ships now all alone. It was looking like maybe they had a bit of an opportunity again, beginning to fight back in a little bit with those weaker weapons, but it's a little bit too late by the time they actually do start to find openings. So you just see the CTs then again effectively trading it out and ensuring that they are able to close the round. So pretty straightforward. 10-0 c0ntact back on the buy, and they need the remaining 5 rounds if they want any chance to fight back into this map.
That's it. Definitely c0ntact's position at this point is just close every single round. They cannot allow Copenhagen Flames to destroy them this heavily. 4 to 5 rounds is workable. Past that, though, it's really just time to start playing the little violin. There's 2 openings for them immediately down towards B. Refresh is under a lot of pressure. Hasn't been having as good a game as before. He's not top fragging. We'll see what he can do. This is his chance to shine.
He is 10-6 though. When you say not as good as the game as
pretty
before,
damn good. But Farlig, you know, he's showing off at the moment with 16 kills. Refresh needs to catch up.
Yeah, what a noob. This is easily the best spot we've seen c0ntact in, though. Farlig, though, is actually getting that quick flanking around through behind them, so if they don't get moving relatively quick on towards that B bomb site, and if they're not at the very least being cautious at a flank, then they could be in trouble. I mean, Otto jumping up. Oh, did he spot him? I believe so. Yeah, definitely is aware of it. He's going to go ahead and post up. Farlig, realizing that he's been spotted, can no longer afford to attempt that retake. Instead, going back into main, where one player has actually gone out on towards the A bomb site already. I don't think he realizes that this is a possibility. They're pushing up on B, so they definitely know it's coming back to A at this point. And that Molotov is actually going to do a good job at delaying the bomb from being able to get out.
Oh, Otto takes the kill onto one of the CTs. Now they know B's that little bit weaker, but knowing exactly where the player that pushed... Oh, Farlig? Down to 29 health. Yeah, I think it's time to save. Except that finally c0ntact have got around on the board. The molly that they threw into main, they knew that Farlig was there. Obviously, they're pushing him back, but he stood in that for a little bit too long, hoping someone was going to peek through to him. Not that there was much you could do at that point anyways. The round was pretty much over. But we've seen it. Dean, finally. c0ntact winning the round without losing a player. Otto is pushed all the way down. He's 1 HP in Ivy, so literally needs to get as far away from that bomb as possible. And he takes the kill. Is it going to explode? I think so. Yeah, so he's safe either way.
It's a start. Can they keep it up, though? Ships is actually still yet to get a kill. Damn. We pointed out when he was 0-1 and 7. He's added another couple assists to it, but hasn't been able to get a frag. What's his ADR at this point? In general, I mean, you can't blame him. It's not like it's his fault. It's kind of, if you're down this heavily, it's a team thing. It's not just one player.
There's always going to be someone, though, in chat, you know, calling them a noob who didn't watch the other 2 maps. It always happens.
Well, we called Refreshing noob for having 10 kills instead of 16 like Farlig, so...
It's true. It's true. I stand by that.
No, Refresh has been playing insane, all serious. Yeah. Did he end up top fragging the last map? I remember he was playing really well, as was Farlig and also Queenix. They're the 3 men who really have been consistently performing.
I'm checking now.
c0ntact are checking out that A bomb site, and I think they like it. They're flirting with it. They want to go forward, and with smokes down, I was going to say it could potentially cut off the rotations a little bit, but already one player having pushed around the edge of it up close to connector being Queenix, yet the op in the back lines then that was able to catch them just as they're coming out of Pop Dog and moving on towards the bomb site, and a 4-on-2 is what it gets left in. The action... Oh, hang on, Esperanto's been spotted. I was going to say it was taking a while for Refresh there to go ahead and actually react to that, but Farlig definitely called it over. He was ready as he came around the edge of the smoke. I was a tiny bit worried.
Yeah,
but 11-1.
It looked like he was going to sneak in through, find a huge player, right? But not today. They've
yeah,
let
the back
this
was
go.
Definitely spotted. It just didn't seem like it was being called very quick.
Way too much of this is being given away already. Contact have what at best, the best possible outcome is 4 rounds, and that's a pretty damn bad outcome.
I mean, if they bring it back to 4, it's still achievable, especially considering how this map has been done. But it's definitely not how going into the map you would want your half to be turning out. And already they've actually gone ahead and lost 1 ships. I'm not too sure exactly where that was towards. My director didn't catch it, but he's been taken out of the equation pretty early on. 0 and 12. I'm not sure if he was trying to be the man there that was getting aggressive out A main early on, which is so far throughout this half being mostly the role of Esperanto, which also hasn't been working out for him too well. We've seen the nades and also the ops usually combining towards that area to stop anyone from being able to get out early on. And look at that, Letney was trying to bait out if there was anyone down below Pop Dog for them to shoot a couple of shots so he could get the info, but instead just gets flanked from B.
Lots of frags coming in for the T side, but Nodios goes out to trade back 1. They know where he is. The op holding him down at the moment, but Otto's only got 1 teammate with him. Emmy up on top of the bomb site, hasn't been spotted just yet. That could be a big play. Otto comes around the back, but as Emmy gets shut down, he's the only one left. Oh, that was on him, but a wall got in the way. A flash out in the open, but Otto, or Farlig, excuse me, despite being blind, has support coming up behind as Refresh takes the kill and closes things out yet again. This is ridiculous. Contact not getting into this game at all. It looks like they're still trying to warm up. As Ships, like you said, he got taken out at the start, moving out of team main. It was a smoke down, and Hooksy just randomly sprayed through it from Ivy. Got himself the kill. Ships about as unlucky as can be.
That's when you start to tilt. When you start getting killed by things like that when you're already having a poor game. But I mean, yeah, now the optimal half here for Contact is 3. They need the 2 remaining rounds if they want that to happen. And it does seem like they might want to bring the pace up a bit. They still have Esperanto around A main, but the rest of them pretty much beginning to make their way over towards the B halls. So it does seem like they want to favor towards this side of the map. Nodios, for the moment, is alone. He does have Firelig over towards Connector, who's actually begun to rotate in with the ops. So a decent setup on this side of the map. Some good damage as well being done towards Esperanto there, as he was the man, as I said, lurking around A main. And I believe a nade went up to tag up Letney slightly. But here we go. The push now going to begin to come in. That first shoulder being spotted by Firelig. He is going to set himself up now. So he has a little bit of a crossfire with the player on the bomb site. But he needs to deal with the men who've wrapped around the gray train first. Emmy on the middle of the bomb site. Able to get 1 onto Nodios. But it doesn't matter in the end. Firelig, he will be able to trade it back at least. That was a little bit awkward. He had to try to kind of hunt the kill down there. And it ended up leaving his teammate slightly open.
Just making it look so easy, Dean. This is insanity from Copenhagen Flames. Well, I will give you one thing, Dean. You made the right call saying coming into this that Contact, it didn't look as good for them as the other maps. This was the one where Copenhagen Flames looked favored. I think you might have been slightly right. Even this last round, look at what they've got to work with.
I'm a genius. Say it.
Well, no, but Contact,
I don't have that big of an ego.
They had like 5 nades coming into this round. It's the final one. They need 2. Can they double the rounds here and now? Trades to start it off. It's possible.
Yeah, not a bad beginning. The issue is, I believe, those steps around Ivy being heard, they definitely noticed one more player there. The issue is, there was one man watching Pop Dog, but around the edge of the smoke, Letney was still able to get vision around the old bomb train. That it will take out the op from the round. Queenix, as he transitions up onto the bomb site, is going to be caught out of position as well. Now it's all on Nodios. Spots that one player moving from Pop Dog over back towards main. Realizes, of course, with there having been one player on Ivy, that they are just going to be joining up and looking to approach the round together. But for the moment, he doesn't know exactly where it's going to be taken, which we can see is straight towards that B-bomb site. They're not wasting any time. W the entire way. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the W here in this round, as you said, to try and actually double their overall score in the half.
Well, as the bomb is planted, Nodios knows where they're looking for the W, and he starts to make his way in. But that position from Ships should be too good. Realistically, this should be Ships with the first kill of the game so far towards the end of the half. And it's only so ridiculous because of how well he played on the previous. He starts to move in towards the bomb site. Nodios, he's actually on the bomb at the moment. Molly going into, Molly going in towards upper eventually. Nade as well. Good damage going to be done. Ships moves out to try and catch him. He's being spotted. Bomb tapped. Ships taken down. Can Emmy get out here in time? The Molly is still there. He's low HP. He goes out to try and stop him. And the spray is there to get it just in time.
I was still way too close for my liking.
Just to point out, Ships did finish that half with 0 kills.
5 assists, though. It's the same amount of assists combined as the rest of his teammates. Good luck on the bright side.
The poor player ships. All good. Look, team, we got to throw things over to a quick break before we get into half number 2. I think the teams, well, I think c0ntact are going to be pretty happy that they've got a little bit to chill out. We'll be back in just a little bit to see how this one turns out. Let us know in chat. Do you think c0ntact are going to come back and win this one 16-13? If you do, well, good luck. And hello, everybody. Welcome back once more. Copenhagen Flames, 13 rounds on the board after an astonishingly dominant terrorist side. Now we come into... or counter-terrorist side, excuse me. Now we come into c0ntact's defense, and they've got a hell of a task to overcome what has happened. That's a good way to start it. Chips!
Welcome.
Welcome to the scoreboard, baby.
I'm good. I'm glad to see him get one because I didn't want them ending on 0 after having such a strong second map. He really was the reason c0ntact were able to get that win on Inferno, in my opinion. But unfortunately now he has gone down. The trade being brought back in by Hooksy, so the 4-on-4 definitely still an achievable position here for Copenhagen Flames. Otto, realizing that he needs to do something about this, goes forward and finds that it was only one player around Ivy. So in the meantime, with that B stack in, they are trying to see what they can do about actually getting some kills. Obviously, couldn't stop the bomb plant. They were playing a little bit more passive towards the back lines, but they come through, get the kills. That's the main thing. And with plenty of time, of course, for that defuse, they will go ahead and hop on it. Otto, it looked like it took him a minute to kind of click that everyone was dead.
Yeah, he's up there. I've got heaven, guys. Go defuse.
Tap the bomb, tap the bomb.
Is anyone going to molly? Well, they've got it at least. They've done it. c0ntact picking up a third round at long last. And with Copenhagen Flames on 13, I think they're getting scared, you know? The gap is closing in, Dean. c0ntact might win this one. The possibility is still there. Anything they can do, c0ntact can do better, maybe. I know that's what Neil's saying right now, but I don't know if
nobody
everyone's
knows what he's
agreeing
saying.
That's true.
He's just screaming.
I love Neil. He's the most. I think it's safe to say he's the most passionate coach.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Very, very passionate, very emotional, and with his accent, it can be hard to understand them.
Not for us, but
yeah, but for a lot of people, I would imagine. Just the Deagle in this round for Nadios. He's actually, I think, been naded down. Yeah, made his way on the Olaf somehow. Looking to see if he can perhaps catch someone getting a little bit aggressive. I don't know how much he's going to be able to do about actually creating space himself, considering he is already so low. The bell has finally stopped.
At long last, they're finished. And instead, they're going to ring some heads, ring some ears. Oh my god, Nodios. 2 kills on the board. Looks over towards Pop Dog for a third. No way they win this round. Come on. Ringing the bell for Look, evidently up behind. Refresh, he was still running, and he's headshotting people. Surely they at least get a kill. Oh my god. What was that? 14 on the board. Copenhagen Flames, did you not think you'd embarrass them enough? Was that necessary?
I mean, this has been said time and time again, but winning the pistol, losing the following around on the CT side just absolutely decimates your economy. They can't take a double eco, obviously. At that point, the game would be over, so they're buying straight in. They have very little to work with. If this round doesn't work out for them, they have pretty much the same buy in the next, with maybe a couple extra flashes and smokes behind it.
I'm gonna need a minute. I'm glad they've called a pause just to flush that out of the system. I'm pretty sure Refresh was still running with that FAMAS. Oh, that was nasty. 14-3. Of all the ways to end up on 14-3, it's like they've just taken the worst route there. Well, I mean, at least they didn't win the pistol in the previous half. That would be much worse. Had they have done that and still end up only here.
Yeah, no, that would be a little bit painful. If you had won the pistol on both halves and we're still only sitting on 3 rounds. It's just a bad performance from Contact. It happens. It's unfortunate. We said coming into train we weren't really sure what to expect from them, just because it's not a map they play a lot, and when they hadn't had great results. So we were thinking, yeah, definitely Copenhagen Flames going to be favored. But I didn't think it was going to be this one-sided, just because of the caliber of players that Contact do have. I thought they'd still be able to put up a fight on the map, even if it's not one that's tactically strong for them.
So now, the end is near. But Contact, you got to look at the previous. If you guys are new here, if you're just watching this map, I'd encourage you to go back and look at the previous 2 and just see how different it is when you're on a map that you're not comfortable on versus a team that do play it, that feel okay on it. Copenhagen Flames have looked so comfy the whole way through. And this is where map picks are so important. If you're coming through and you're finding a map pool that isn't convincing for you. Oh, Nodios. Look, he feels bad for the deagle shots. He's hugging him. See, it's all right, Letney. Just go to sleep. Go to sleep now, child. Shuts him down. Hooks you with another. And this is just such a different team. You would be forgiven for thinking Contact were like a tier 5 team facing Copenhagen Flames if you just watched this map. But then you take a look at how they played in the previous 2, and it was so close. It was so meaty.
And it's so heartbreaking for Contact because they were in a great spot after back on Inferno, rather, to actually try and close it out 2-0 after getting the first map. And unfortunately just weren't able to make it happen. They had the match point 15-13. They had like a 14 to maybe 10 lead, if I'm remembering correctly. At one point, they did have a pretty solid position to go ahead and close it out. They fall short. Copenhagen Flames end up taking a relatively convincing overtime and just haven't stopped since then. They just haven't let off the gas. I think it's safe to say that it lit a fire under their ass. Saw the chance, went for it.
Well, some of these rounds have certainly felt like they're flaming their opponents, and I guess what more did you expect? This is just not the series I was ready for. It's not often that I'm speechless like this. My brain just keeps on going back to like, no, this isn't happening. Ships has not got 1 kill coming into round number 19 after what was, yet again, an insane performance from him on the last 2 maps. We saw him get 2 4Ks on Inferno holding B by himself. One where he walked out with the op and just started destroying people, and yet this is where we're at. Contact haven't had a chance. We can't say anything about their CT side. I mean, they've just been force bought. We haven't seen a single op come out. That's where things... The double op setup from Contact would be scary. If they won the knife round, I think they would actually be doing pretty well right now. But Copenhagen Flames, they've taken away any opportunity for opportunities to come through. The ops just can't be bought up. There's not enough money. And now you're on potentially the final round. This is insanity.
And Flames obviously realizing again that they're up against a pretty weak buy in this round. Just take their time. They're really not in a rush to press the issue. They know that it's obviously Contact who are the ones that are feeling the pressure right now. And you can see with that, they are deciding to get a little bit more aggressive around their main there. They did have a couple players peeking in. They're just going to leave Letney around this area, I think, for now. He does have a smoke he could put down if he wanted to remain in a bit more aggressive. Was considering it, but nah, just going to back off. So they've put the pressure there at least. They've gone ahead and ensured that if Copenhagen Flames do want to go back, they have to work for that in main control. They at the very least have to be cautious and spend a little bit of time clearing it out. But for now, their full focus, or at least the majority of their players, focused over towards Ivy.
It looks like we got a bit of a read on this in a second. Esperanto in upper B spotting it out, sees it's clear. Now they're pushing out Ivy, though, so it's a little bit too late in making this read. Otto's got a lot of work to do with the scout in hand. The boost up from Refresh. He's going to come above. That's a big flick for Otto, but he can't find the headshot or the body shot at all. Full HP left as he bails back, and now they push out together as a team. Otto shouldn't get too much done here. Good tag to start it off at least, but caught bailing back from the bomb site. Ships in there. He's doubled his kills, and he looks for more. Tripled, in fact, over there, upgrading to a FAMAS, not the AK, sadly. And Esperanto in a 1v3 bomb just about planted. They lined up for him. There's one. The Deagles have been dangerous, especially from Esperanto in the past, so they've got to be careful. He picks up the AK. Refresh swings on him and takes him down. That is the end of what is the most one-sided map we've seen so far. It was the decider. We had an overtime on the previous one,